The Axewoman by Håkan Nesser. Translated by Sarah Death and read by Martin Wenner. The town of Kymlinge exists on the map to roughly the same extent as Burma, Ragnhild's mountain guest house, and our Lord. Part 1. The 29th of April, 2012. Chapter 1. Just another morning. He woke up, and even if there could possibly have been any discernible change in the room itself, he did not discern it. The stillness was as usual. The grey light of dawn, cautiously filtering through the thin curtains, was as usual. Everything was as usual, or seemed to be. The low stone seat running along under the window, and the wicker chair in the darkest corner, the clothes on hangers, the sparse leaves of the potted palm, the photographs of the children in a row on the wall beside the door. Everything the same as it had been when they moved in 4 years ago. And, within him, the fragment of a dream. An interview room with a table and a faceless elderly man who had just said something important. It faded away, vanishing into its own secret landscape. And the heaviness and fatigue in every joint and limb. That, too, the same as usual and gradually worsening. He was in his 51st year, after all, no cause for concern, merely something to register and live with. He turned his head and looked at the clock. 6:20. The alarm would go in 10 minutes. He stretched out a reluctant hand and switched it off. With some effort he turned over and then reached out to put his right arm over Marianne. He burrowed under the covers, too, to make contact with her skin. It didn't matter where. For 1 second more, it was the most ordinary of mornings. Then he was jolted awake by something like an electric shock running from his hand via his arm and his whole body. It exploded in his head like a flash of ice-cold lightning. The chill, the absence, the utter lack of sound and movement. Every atom of every cell in him knew what had happened, before the viscous membrane of his consciousness was ripped apart by a silent scream and a no. It had happened. It has happened. For a whole series of moments it was only those 3 words that presented themselves, nothing else. It has happened. It has happened. And after a while something more. This is real. It's not a fear. Not something I'm imagining. It's really happened. I'm lying here. Marianne's lying there. It's morning. We're lying here after a night like any other. But I'm the only one here. She isn't lying by my side. She will never lie by my side again. It has happened. It has actually happened. Once more he let his hand rest on her body. It didn't matter where. Her body, yes, possibly, but not her. No one is that cold. Dead. It was 6:26 in the morning. It was the 29th of April, 2012. Marianne was dead. That was how it was. There was no escaping it. No escaping it. Her eyes were not quite closed, or her mouth. As if she had somehow taken one last sight with her. As if she had intended telling him something in that final second. Perhaps she actually had. Told him something. Uttered a few words that might conceivably have found their way through the heavy carapace of his sleep. Or not. Or perhaps death had caught her unaware.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?